Flying first class domestically in the United States in general varies wildly in terms of quality and comfort. So this week I tried Delta Airlines on their Delta First product to see if it's actually worth the money.
And that's why we're in Savannah Airport in Savannah, Georgia, in the USA, to take Delta on a domestic flight in Delta First on an Embraer E175 from here in Savannah up to Boston, to see what can be done on a first-class product, or what's called a first-class product, within the US on a tiny, tiny aircraft. So without further ado, let's jump right in. Let's go. And as I'm flying with Delta, this is a good opportunity to talk about something I've been looking into a lot recently. Airline status. You see, I'm currently working towards my first status with a SkyTeam airline, but one thing I've learned is that flying with Delta doesn't necessarily mean that Delta SkyMiles is the best airline to credit my flights to, because across an alliance there are so many possibilities with all the airline loyalty programs, and sometimes it can be really hard to keep track of each airline's terms and conditions when earning miles. And that's where today's sponsor, Travel Smarter, comes in, because before booking a flight I can use it to compare what I can earn across different airline loyalty programs within an alliance, based on the airline, the route, and the fare class. So in essence, I can still choose the flight that's best for me around time, convenience, and price, then see where crediting it would make most sense for my status goals. Travel Smarter shows me the miles and status credits I could earn across different programs, helping me reach status faster and at a lower cost by telling me which airline to credit my flights to. I cannot tell you how much time it has saved me compared with going through all the different airlines and figuring out the calculations and rules myself. So if you're interested in maximizing your airline rewards, earning status faster, and getting more out of the flights that you are already taking, then I'd definitely recommend checking out Travel Smarter. You can find out more in the link in the description or scanning the on-screen QR code. And if you use code DOM, you can save 10% off when you sign up. And once again, thank you to Travel Smarter for sponsoring this video. But anyway, let's go, get on board. Okay, now we have just landed into Savannah from Atlanta on the Boeing 717 that Delta operates. So I want to see if there's any kind of lounge or anywhere I can at least charge my phone and my cameras. I don't think Delta has a lounge here, but we'll see. Okay, it doesn't appear that Delta has any kind of lounge here. I don't see anything that looks remotely loungish, so find somewhere to charge our kit. It does appear to be one lounge, but I think it's pay to enter. It's the Passport Pub, so I'm gonna go in there and see what the price is, because I think it's like $20 it says online. So if it's that, I'm going to spend that on coffee and something to eat anyway, so may as well be in the lounge.
As I was about to learn, calling this a lounge was a bit of a stretch.
Hi there. I'm fine, thank you. Yourself? How much is it to get in?
$20 cash if you don't have a first class ticket.
I do have a first class ticket as well.
That works.
Okay, I didn't know how it worked here. Just give it 1 second. There we go.
Alright, thank you. Stephanie?
Perfect, thank you very much. Thank you, cheers.
And this is pretty much it. Seats, a bathroom, coffee machine, and that's it. So I decided to find a spot where I could do some plane watching while charging my camera kit.
Right then, got sat down in the lounge here in Savannah Airport, got myself a coffee, and got all my equipment on charge, so just gonna chill here for an hour or so, do some work on the laptop, and then be on the flight up to Boston. Turns out it was actually free to get in here with a first class ticket, which is what I've got, so yeah, should be pretty good for the flight up to Boston. It's $20 saved. I say saved, I did have to buy a first class ticket though.
As I sat for an hour or so plane spotting, at least there was plenty of plugs to charge my stuff. And I also managed to catch our Embraer E170 landing in from its flight from Boston. So with that, let's head to the gate.
Thank you. We've had a little sit down in the lounge, waited, and our plane is here. And boarding should be starting pretty soon. Actually, it's starting now. Good timing that. Hello.
Yeah.
Sorry, thank you.
Getting on board Delta's E170, the first class seating is laid out in a 1-2 config.
Okay, so we're on board Delta in their first class. I'll just show you around the seat real quickly. There's been a bottle of water left for us, which is very, very nice. As you can see, there's plenty of leg room, several seat back pockets, and a glass of juice has been given out. A glass of orange juice, or a cup of orange juice, should I say.
Having my juice while everyone else got on board and settled, the doors were then closed, and then we were pushed back to taxi our way out to the runway for takeoff as the crew performed a safety demo. Just quickly, if you're liking this video, then why not go ahead and subscribe to stay up to date with all my travels, and don't forget to hit that bell icon. Taking off out of Savannah Airport in Georgia, we begin our 2-hour 40-minute flight up to Boston in Massachusetts.
We've just taken off out of Savannah now. Flight them to Boston should be about 2 hours. I'm not sure what kind of service they're going to serve on this flight, but we'll see. We'll see what kind of service they're going to serve on this flight. It'd be interesting to see if there's any food at all, because you can't really squeeze much into a plane like this, so it will be interesting. But E175, yeah, is pretty typical aircraft for regional US flights. It's actually a very, very comfy seat, this as well, so I'm not complaining about the seat at all. Legroom is superb, the seat is fantastic. For a regional flight, yeah, it's pretty good. Not sure I'd call it first class though. Maybe like business class or premium economy, premium comfort, something like that. Not sure I'd call it first class.
If you've made it this far into the video, then why not consider becoming a YouTube channel member or a Patreon? It all goes into making videos like this one, plus you'll be getting access to some exclusive content. Once in the crew started the complimentary drink and snack service for those in first class.
So the crew have come around with a drink, and I've got myself a ginger ale, which is very nice. I do like a ginger ale from time to time, and that's a very, very nice ginger ale. It's not too sweet, so I don't like a very, very sweet ginger ale. It kind of ruins it for me, but that's actually very pleasant. Don't know what else we're going to be getting, because I see them moving stuff around, so I can see what else is available. We've got Wi-Fi working. I wasn't expecting Wi-Fi on the Embraer, but we have Wi-Fi, and it's very, very good Wi-Fi by the looks of it. So I'm pretty impressed so far. Pretty impressed.
While having my ginger ale, the crew offered a light lunch service.
Okay, so the crew have just given out some food. It's a sandwich with a brownie and some crisps, or chips I should say. And yeah, it all looks very nice, so I'm going to have this, and then we'll be on our way into Boston. It looks like the seatbelt sign is on, so I'm not going to get to the bathroom, unfortunately. It doesn't really bother me, but I know some people like to see it, but never mind. Can't have everything.
The seatbelt sign staying on was due to a large weather system hanging over the northeast of the USA. By this point it had already caused several diversions in the area, and seeing it getting worse, I was unsure if we were going to get to land into Boston.
Okay, we're going to descend to Boston now. Personally, this flight has actually been really good for a 2-hour flight. It's been pretty decent. I can't really find any real faults with it. The food as well was fantastic. But yeah, this has been a perfectly reasonable flight. I cannot complain about it at all. I would happily spend the money again for the first class upgrade. The upgrade fare was $49, which I think is very good value for money for what you're getting. I'll tell you the full price down below, and then you can tell me if you think it's worth it. The economy fare, I think, probably is the bit that isn't worth it. Because if it's a $49 jump, then yeah, it's worth it. But the economy fare was quite pricey, so I will tell you all the details when we get into Boston, but we're descending just now.
Descending our way through the clouds, as we got lower and lower, I got a bit nervous that the low-hanging cloud cover was going to force a diversion. Thankfully, however, the cloud cover sat just above the minimums, and we began our final approach. Landing into Boston, we are one of the lucky ones, as several flights before us and several flights after us actually had to divert to other airports in other cities due to the rapidly changing clouds. But thankfully, we have arrived into Boston.
Perfect, thank you very much.
I must say now that I'm a bit confused about flying first class on short hops within the US. For longer transcontinental flights, I can definitely see there are some advantages. However, even though the seats in first are much better than you get in a Euro business class, for a sub 2 or 3 hour flight, I'm not sure it's worth it. Once again, thank you to Travel Smarter for sponsoring this video, and be sure to use code DOM when signing up for 10% off.
And there we have it, people. Delta Airlines on a domestic first class flight on a tiny, tiny Embraer aircraft. So what did you think of that? Personally, I thought it was alright. It was really good. Sorry, my voice is still hoarse. The economy ticket, I will tell you the prices because this is quite important, I think. The economy ticket was $147. And the upgrade was $49. Now, for all the stuff you get extra, the lounge access, depending on which airport you're at, and the food on board, and the drinks, and the extra leg room and the nice seat, for $49. Without that $49 on top, it's $147 for what is basically a bog standard economy ticket, without much extras. Personally, it's not worth it. I would much rather fly someone like Frontier or Southwest or someone like that where you can get a decent price. But anyway, you let me know your thoughts down below. And if you did enjoy this video, people, then you should check out this video here. And as always, people, we will see you all in the next one.